Lesson 6-9, Measuring Angles. The main focus in this lesson is for you to consider what tool you need for measuring angles. And then I want you to make a tool for measuring angles and use that angle measurer to measure the angles that they present to you. But first, let's go to our mental math and fluency. And this is a fun one. I want you to stand in your seat and I want you to face north. North is like if you were going to New Vienna. It's the wall that has our parts of speech, our adverbs on, things good writers do posters, the clock with the clock hands that gives where the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30-minute markers are. Face that direction. Now I'd like you to do a full turn clockwise. Which direction are you facing now? Hopefully, you're facing north again. To turn clockwise, you should have faced east towards Dubuque, and then south towards Cascade, and then west towards Dyersville, and then back north again towards possibly like New Vienna. Now, I want you to do another full turn and turn counterclockwise. What direction are you facing? That's right, you should be facing north again. Counterclockwise, if you face north, then next you would face west towards Dyersville, south towards Cascade, east towards Dubuque, and then back to north again. That is a full turn. Really look at the picture displayed on the screen. Max measured this angle, and he said the angle was 4 centimeters wide. Does his measurement make sense? Notice where he measured. He measured here. What would have happened if he would have measured here? Or possibly here? Or even way out here? So does Max using a ruler make sense when measuring that angle? Hopefully you said no. Why or why not? Because a ruler measures length. And angle size is measured on rotation. So what is the attribute of an angle size? Well, it depends on the spread of the two angles' rays. The spread can be thought of in terms of turns or rotations like what you just did for our mental math and fluency warm-up. The degrees is the standard unit in which we use to measure angle size. So, looking at an angle and how to measure it. I already have made the circles that you're going to use to measure the degrees an angle is spread, but I'm going to explain it to you now. It's going to be in the shape of a circle. And at that top circle, it is 0 degrees. And at the side, it is 90. And halfway in between, so remember my right angle, halfway in between would be 45. Again, if it is a straight line, it is a 180 degree. Between 90 and 180 is 135. Again, over on the other side would be 225. Straight from noon to 9 o'clock would be a 270 angle. If you did an about face, started here and went clockwise and turned completely around, this also would be considered 360. And in between 270 and 360 is 315. Go ahead and walk over and look at the plastic circles that I had made for you. I want you to check so that you can read these numbers. Make sure that you don't have it backwards, because if you do, the numbers will appear backwards. And check out what they say. I am currently looking at Math Journal page 213. I want you to pause the recording and turn to page 213 and make sure that you have your measuring tool, your circle, on hand with the degrees marked for this next guided practice. You are going to be looking at all sorts of different angles here on this page. Before you ever begin measuring, I want you to estimate about what you think that angle is going to be. So look at angle A. Angle A is being measured from this side to this side. You should know by looking at that that's an acute angle. And acute angles are between 0 and 89 degrees. So you want to align your circle. You want to put the hole that's punched out over this dot. And where this arc of the arrow starts, you want to line up at your 0 degrees. Once you line it perfectly up on that line, you want to measure and see where this line ends. And now, what is your degree? So again, align the 0 marker on the measure with the side of the angle where the arc begins. And then place the hole, should be at the center of the measure over the angle's vertex. And read the degree measure where the other side of the angle crosses the rim of the measurer. For this one, you should have filled in what type of angle is it. You should have written acute. That's what we guessed or estimated anyway. And you should notice that it should have landed at about 45 degrees. Finish Math Journal page 213. Then bring it back to me so I can check to see that you're measuring them correctly. And then I will continue on with this recording instructing you. Pause the recording now and please do Math Journal page 213. If you are at this place in the recording, I believe you should have taken your Math Journal up to me and I should have checked page 213 for your assessment check-in. Next, you're going on to Math Journal page 214. You can pause the recording now and do Math Journal page 214 and correct it yourself in the Math Journal answer key. But if you need the math boxes read to you, stay on this page and leave the recording run because I'm going to read it out loud to you. Math box 1 says, Jordan recorded how far he ran each day for a few days. He ran 2 3/8 miles twice. Notice, not once. Twice. 1 5/8 miles another day and 1 7/8 miles on a fourth day. How far did he run in total? So make sure when you write your number model, you should have that it equals something in miles. So I would use M as my unknown. Pause the recording now and do Math Box 1. Math Box 2 asks you to divide and to show your work. First, they want you to estimate your answer. So they want you to round it and give an answer up here. Then you want to show your work and show the exact answer. Pause the recording now and do Math Box 3. I'm sorry, 2. Math Box 3 has you just subtracting fractions. Math Box 4 has you writing greater than, less than, or equal to. And Math Box 5 wants you to explain how you compared the decimals in problem 4E. Pause the recording now, finish this page. When you are done, go up and check it with the answer key, and then turn the recording back on for your final instruction for this lesson. The final assessment for this lesson is Math Masters, page 242. It says, cut out the angle measurer and use a pencil to poke a hole through the center. Label each angle either acute, right, or obtuse, and then use the angle measurer to measure each angle. So, on your first one, what type of angle is that? You should notice that that is a perfect capital L, so that is a right angle. How are you going to measure it? You're going to lay your circle and you're going to put a 0 on the line and measure over to the other line. Finish Math Masters, page 242. Then bring it up to me so I can check it to make sure that you're measuring accurately. And then you will be completed with lesson 6-9.